middle of year 13, that's when I said, oh, I might have put too many eggs in the medicine basket. I'm either going to go into finance and start working or going into medicine. Why do you need LinkedIn if you're a medical student? I said, of course you do.
Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of More Than A. And today I am going to be interviewing a good friend of mine, medical student, content creator, fashion creator, all of the above, Anashe. And you can give yourself an intro.
Oh well, hi guys, I'm Anashe. I'm Anashe on all my social media platforms. And yeah, I'm a medic, but I feel like that's one of the last things I introduced myself as. I am a content creator, I am a finance intern, I am a investor. I like to dabble in everything, so yeah, that's me.
And first and foremost, are you ready?
I am so ready. I'm so excited. When the record button started, I was like,
you're like, I'm ready to go. And I feel like it will be quite interesting because, as you said, finance intern, investor, content creator, medical student, like I feel like you've branched out into many different areas. Yeah. So I guess what you can do is you can also compare different, if you know what I mean, as well. But yeah, let's first start with, because obviously I know you, we go to the same med school, we're in the same year. Yeah, I don't know like too much about, okay, let's even just start. So how do you feel about medicine?
How do I feel about medicine?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I actually do love medicine. As much as I'm interested in other things, it doesn't take away from my actual desire. The first real understanding I was like, yeah, I want to do medicine, was when someone asked me if every job you were paid the same or paid nothing, what job would you want to do? And I said, medicine. Like, it didn't even take a second. I was like, medicine, of course. Like, to do something of the greatest purpose to me would be medicine. To test myself and to learn about life, the best ways to learn about people. So I feel like medicine is always going to have a very important place in my heart. But I feel like, yes, it is very challenging. And I feel like if it was the only thing I was doing, I would feel very constrained because it's not as creative as other things and it doesn't allow me to explore my creativity and it doesn't tap into all of my passions, but it's definitely a big part of my passion.
No, I think that's a good way to explain it as well, because in terms of it's not very creative, I think a lot of medicine is you're given information, you learn it, and you regurgitate it. I don't think there's a lot of, in my personal opinion, I don't think there's a lot of, from what we've done so far, a lot of critical thinking involved. Like, let's say if you did like history or English, etc. Do you know what I mean? You can almost kind of lose those skills, I feel like. So I think it is important to dabble in other things, and not even just that, just to have other areas that like allow you to breathe as well. But I love that you said that ultimately, like, you do like medicine, and you do see the purpose in, I guess, being a doctor and everything. And would you say you're at the same place that you were when you were applying to medical school? Because you know when you're in the process of the journey, there's that hype of, I want to get into medical school, I want to go. Is that hype still there?
The hype is there. It's definitely different. So I actually, I help sometimes people get into medical school. So I'll do like medical interviews for people. And someone recently asked me like, what did you say as your reason you wanted to go into medical school? And I was like, I don't remember, but not in a way of it's not true anymore. But it genuinely does change over time. Like, you're passionate about something that you don't technically know what it is yet. You don't know what medicine is like until you're in it and you're doing the placement and you're like, it's very easy to say, I want to do it because theoretically this is what I'll be doing. But once it started, I feel like my reasons for doing medicine has changed, although it hasn't stopped. It's for different reasons. Like, it's become almost bigger because I truly understand what I'm signing myself up for.
I don't even think like your initial reason or passion, that's like why you did medicine in the first place, doesn't need to be the same thing that keeps you going through med school, because you change, your reasons can change. Like, that is a natural thing. But if I was to ask you now, so when Anashe was in year 12, or I'm going to assume you decided in year 12, or was this from young?
Yeah, it was End of year 13, so yeah, year 12.
Year 12. What was like...
Sorry, end of year 11, so year 12.
Year 12, yeah.
The math
I was thinking, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was in your mind? Was it medicine and something else, or was it just tunnel vision? Medicine, that's what I want to do.
Ooh, so at the start of year 12, it was definitely medicine. I said, I want to do this. I like chemistry, I like maths, I like biology. It makes sense. It's something I thought out of those passions, that was what was going to give me the most value. As a career.
Yeah.
If I'm good at these things, what's the best thing I can do with them? Medicine. But it was actually very interesting at the end of, well, not at the end, in the middle of year 13, so close to BMAT time, so November time, that's when I said, I might have put too many eggs in the medicine basket. Maybe I should, spread out my eggs a bit.
Yeah.
So that was when I actually applied for my degree apprenticeship, and that was at one of the big 4.
Yeah.
And I got it, and then I said, whoa, this is a very big decision because they're very different. I'm either going to go into finance and start working and having a degree at the same time, or going into medicine. And no one in my family could understand how I had such
contrasting
passions. But I feel like I would have been successful in both, but I just, it was at that point I was like, whoa, okay. I'm torn. I'm genuinely conflicted.
No, I want to actually delve deeper into that because I can't lie. Degree apprenticeship, I swear they pay for your degree.
Yeah.
So you want to no debt, no nothing.
It was a big decision, and they're actually paying you
on top of the pay for
Yeah.
And then medicine is the complete opposite. They don't pay anything for you.
And it's 6 years.
6 years, exactly.
I think I was looking at it as brain utilization. Like what with my brain, how it is, how can I use the most of it in a way that helps me to provide the most purpose. So those passions align with like using my brain the most.
Yeah, no, I hear that, like something that's continually intellectually stimulating as well. Do you know what I mean? The challenges.
And they don't lie about the continuous learning.
I always say, everyone likes to say that in their interview, where you're actually doing it. It's a completely different thing. So then, how did you end up making that decision in the end? Like, what were you weighing up? Like, what were the...
Okay, so I think what it was I saw the degree apprenticeship as something where I can throttle into something immediately and I already start working straight away, skip the havoc of, or if you look at it as havoc of university. But then I think I wanted to keep as many doors open as possible. And I knew if I did the degree apprenticeship, there's no way I can go into medicine later. Whereas if I do medicine, I can actually go into finance later. It doesn't restrict me from doing that. So it was the one that kept the most doors open. And then I thought there must have been a reason why end of year 11 me, year 12 me wanted to do medicine so bad. So let me just at least scratch that curiosity for myself, just so I know, and then I'll never resent myself for not going into medicine, because at least I did try, like at least I've done it now, and if I want to switch to finance I can, but I've definitely given medicine a go.
And do you think it was like when you had the two options, it was like a 50-50, or was it like you were a bit more medicine than finance? Because you seemed surprised when you said you got a Big 4 degree apprenticeship. You were like, oh, okay.
I was surprised because I thought that me having done chemistry, biology and maths would have put me at a disadvantage, but it didn't. I think that was a surprise. So it wasn't that I didn't feel capable, I just thought I was at a disadvantage compared to people who did econ, maths, further maths. I thought that would put them at an advantage, so I was surprised in that sense. But in terms of it being a 50-50, on UCAS today, like on the result today, it was genuinely a 50-50. Flip of a coin.
As in that's how close it got to...
Do you know what? Actually, part of the reason why I didn't get my first choice accommodation in first year was because I didn't apply. Because I thought I was taking the degree apprenticeship. I didn't think I was going to UCL.
Oh.
Yeah, like I genuinely didn't even look at it, and then I think I got a reminder the day before. And I just picked like a random one. I hadn't researched it. I genuinely thought at that time yeah, I'm not going to university. Sorry, you guys, you university lot, that's not me. Yeah, I was looking at apartments, live with my sister, we were both going to working in London. Yeah, so on UCAS day, genuinely, 50-50. And then I think I spoke to my mum, who reminded me why I wanted to do medicine in the first place, and the whole idea of just keeping the door open.
Yeah.
So knowing that medicine just doesn't restrict me from doing finance later.
You made that decision. When you made it, was there ever a point where you were like, I messed up? Was there any point, even before you started, you were like, I don't know, did I make the right decision?
I spoke to my dad a lot about this, because he said that because they're so contrasting, you're going to feel like this either way. If you do the finance degree apprenticeship, you're going to feel the same way, like, I should have done medicine at some point. And if you do the medicine, you're going to feel like, I should have done the intern. So I think in second year, because first year was okay, it was very hybrid, online, offline, so it was a very weird mix. It was hard to determine what medicine really was. So I think in second year I said, maybe I would be best suited to finance. And I think also a lot of people in medicine have the advantage of knowing medics and their family being medics. I didn't have that. Most of my family are in finance or in corporate somehow. So I thought my life would genuinely be easier if I was in corporate. I know a lot of corporate workers.
Because, no, I'm like similar to you, like my family's finance. So like, and I think when you go to medical school, I've said this 100 times, lots of people in private schools or parents or doctors, so I feel like they know what to do. Like even when you get to medical school, you know people who do these extra things, like they know what to do, if that makes sense. But just because like you don't know anyone that's conquered that space doesn't mean you can't be the first one to conquer that space.
Everyone's going to be a first at some point, so you're just going to be the first this time.
And you as well.
I was shadowing a junior doctor, and he just happened to ask me like similar questions, and I said something about not knowing whether I want to do finance, and he was like, leave. He was like, go into finance, I don't even want to stay in medicine. And hearing that from junior doctors, it's so crazy, because we're working for 6 years studying to be at that exact same position, and someone in that position is saying that to me. I said, obviously that's his personal experience. It's not going to be the same for every junior doctor, but he's exactly where I wanted to be in 4 years at that point. So I was like, how can that person who I'm aiming to be say that to me? Yeah, that was the point.
But you know what? I always think that everyone has different reasons for, I guess, going into medicine, staying in medicine. And then I guess like we're all different people as well. I mean, I don't know, because we're like almost halfway. I haven't even finished my degree, but like I just assume that like people that are at that point maybe didn't go into it for the right reasons. Or another thing I think that I've heard is a lot of people get trapped in this like cycle of like they only did medicine, only went to med school, and that was their only option from like 18 or whatever. Now they're 24, 25 at the other end, and it's like, I never explored anything else. This is my only option. Now I feel resentment, maybe not resentment, but you know what I mean? Whereas I feel like if you have other options, you'll be more.
I totally agree. Like when I was once speaking to this medical student, and I was talking about LinkedIn, and she was like, why do you need LinkedIn if you're a medical student? I said, of course you do. Like if you're just interested, internships aren't only for people who are studying that degree. I think medicine is that one degree that's frustrating, because if you do geography, no one says you have to be a weatherwoman or weatherman. Like, no one says you have to do anything with most degrees. Even chemical engineers, I know loads of chemical engineers who go into finance. Medicine is that only degree where people assume, and probably dentistry, most medical field degrees, where you're assumed you're going to go into that one. So you wouldn't even think to apply to a marketing internship or apply to something else, because you think, okay, my life is lateral, this is where it's going.
Exactly. I think because you've got the job pretty much waiting for you as well when you come out. It's like you don't actually need to explore, whereas for other people it's like almost a necessity to be trying to get internships, do spring weeks, etc. And I don't think they actually tell you to explore outside of medicine. You're kind of in med school and it's like your main focus is passing your exams and like progressing to the next stage, as you said, on this lateral like linear pathway. So yeah, I don't know, it's a bit of a sticky one. That's all I'm gonna say. But like,
100%.
I want to ask you, so obviously when now you're in med school, right? Were you always open to keeping that finance, I guess, lane like still there? Were you like, no, I'm just gonna focus on medicine and leave finance behind?
No, I knew even during medical school I wanted to keep that door very open.
Yeah.
And it was only in first year I didn't think to do that just because it was so new. And if I had known in advance, I probably would have even applied to spring weeks when I was in first year, because spring weeks are tailored to first year students, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
But because a lot of my friends aren't necessarily medics from secondary school, I knew, okay, internships, like this is something I need to get into. This is how I keep that door open for myself.
You've done an internship?
Yeah.
You did that in second year summer?
Yeah, I did.
How was that?
No, it was so rewarding, and I was so content because I felt as though, okay, I at least know almost what it would have been like if I did the degree apprenticeship. I specifically applied to audit, and I did a degree apprenticeship at a different Big Four company, so it felt as similar as it could have been. I didn't necessarily want to apply to the same one, but it was in audit as well, so I felt like, okay, this is what it would have been like. I understand now, and it almost made me feel very reconciled with my decision to actually go into medicine. Not in a way that was, oh, I hated the internship, not at all. I really enjoyed it, but I was really rewarded that, you know what, it didn't take away from me enjoying medicine. So I actually felt very rewarded by that, and keeping that door open was really exciting. It was so different, and it was intimidating.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did it compare? Because you came out of second year exam season to go into.
It was so intimidating because in this point, I think for a degree apprenticeship, people come from anywhere, and you only know A-level content. But the people who I was interning with are people who have done the degree in finance. So I was genuinely the first. We were looking at balance sheets. I've never balanced a sheet. We were looking at a finance statement that I never stated a finance. I was very lost. So it was very intimidating. But the fact that they even employed me made me remember, like, I know I'm good enough if I've got past the interview stage. Interview stage is hard. The stages were 7. It was a lot. So if I've got here, I'm meant to be here. So even without my lack of finance background, I can excel here.
And you got there without having the finance degree as well, so that's like a testament to you.
Thank you so much. You know those quizzes where they say what profession you excel in? I think that was on like tomato.
Tomato. Yeah, I used to do that. I used to do that in school.
I remember tomato was in it. And I actually, it's so funny because I got dermatologist as one of them, and then underneath I got audit. So these are very different, but I knew the skill set of being someone who cares about regulations is like cares about responsibility, likes to put responsibility on themselves. That was true. So it was specifically audit that I wanted to go into, and I knew a lot about it. A lot of my family, friends, and my parents were in that audit space. So
I was gonna say, actually, just because you brought up fast tomato, that thing is accurate.
Really?
That thing I feel like is really accurate.
Okay.
I remember like at the time, so mine was like GP, and then it gave me like diplomatic service, even though I'm not exploring anything to do that right now, because I love languages. And like I feel like if I didn't go into medicine, because I took Spanish A-level actually at first and then didn't take it. I feel like if I didn't go down like this like science route, I would have loved to go down like maths. I don't know how maths and languages would have like married together, but I feel like that's what I would have wanted to do, and it gave me that, and I was like, I feel like it's spitting facts. I can't lie, but I've never explored it. But yeah,
I'd love to do it now.
This is what what would it say? What if it changes? What if I don't get any medicine jobs? what does that mean?
That would actually be a really good idea to just go and pass me to see how that's changed.
I think I actually am. But I'd actually recommend, if you haven't used Fast Tomato and you actually don't know like what you want to go into, like it can give you some ideas.
It was thorough.
The test, like the questions, they like it was a lot long. Did you do it in school as well?
Yeah. I think we had to pay.
You had to pay.
I remember it being a little activity, but you had to pay.
I think my school were definitely giving that for free, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that wasn't the case for you. But we've taught medicine and finance. Your crafts.
My craft.
Your craft. What is your crafts?
Okay, so my craft, I think it's my creative recluse, is content creating. I think, especially in what I was doing, medicine, not too creative, even finance, not that creative, but I am a creative person and I enjoy being in spaces where I can explore that and I can tap into that. It's really nice to not feel limited, and I think that's kind of the embodiment of everything with me. In terms of medicine, I don't want to feel limited in medicine, that's why I'm also dipping my toe in finance, but in just my life, I don't want to feel limited. I want to explore my creative passions, and I found a really fun way of doing that. It started a long time ago.
Yeah, when did it? I don't actually know. When did it start?
I'm even trying to think. I know I used to make Instagram content a long time ago, and it was really random. I used to use props like apples in my shots, and my dad had this really expensive camera, and I used to do self photography content with that. I started to take it seriously, I think was year 11 summer.
Yeah.
Took a break for A levels, and then first year I was like, yep, on this is my thing. And then I found a lot of like-minded people who are also interested in that, and it's just been a journey and a half. And then now YouTube, that's really, really fun, where I can properly explore not just fashion side, because I think Instagram was very fashion centric, but just me being me and trying things and learning how to edit. It's just very fun to have scope to do anything.
Yeah. I think it's cool that you started so young as well. I mean, I don't know if that's young nowadays, because I know people hop on TikTok.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't start early enough.
But like for back in school, like I didn't know anyone when I was 15 doing content, because I guess TikTok. I don't know, TikTok was kind of coming up more in lockdown 2020.
Yeah.
Sixth form, no one was really starting YouTube. But like, I think it's really cool that you were able to be like, let me start this. Because like, I feel like when you're younger as well, you care a lot about how you're perceived and like what people are going to think. So was that ever an issue for you? Or were you just like...
I actually just remembered my first ever YouTube video was when I was 13, and I didn't care then.
Yeah.
I was just, I am Anashe. I used to give myself a nickname, Anashe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I didn't care then, and then I did it again in year 11.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind then. I think it's only now, because I realised there's a perception of, okay, how I want to be perceived. I also have potential governing parties who would care how I perceive myself. If my full name is on here, then this might affect my career in the future. So I think I care about it from a more professional point of view, but not so much. I'm trying not to care about just opinions
of just
anyone,
basically.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be doing it for me and enjoying it and being creative in it, but there's always how am I perceived to, how will it affect me if I want to go into something else later.
I hear that, because especially with, not even just to keep talking about medicine, but like the GMC.
I was gonna say the GMC, but I didn't know whether I should
I don't even know, but like if we're being honest, like I think there is a way that, like, when people think, oh, you study medicine, you're going to be a doctor, there is like an idea people have of how you should be and how you should present yourself, how you should be online. And even when you're in medical school, I think they do kind of tell you like to be careful like with what you're actually posting online, which I completely understand. But I guess sometimes there is that fear of like, I guess when you think of professionalism, it's like, am I crossing a barrier by doing this? Or like, I guess we're also like a new generation of medical students and doctors as well. So like, I feel like a doctor doing content creation will be like the norm by the time we are, you know what I mean? Whereas now, if you look at consultants, that's probably very like far-fetched, like
100%.
You know what I mean? I definitely have seen more doctors and stuff just pursuing and doing things like you wouldn't, like pole dancing, like you know what I mean, which is really cool to see. But like I think it's really interesting you mentioned like from a professional point of view, you feel it, but in terms of everyone else, you're like,
I'm trying not to. I think I do, but I try not to. Like I'm consciously trying not to care.
Do you not ever? I mean, I don't know. I guess a lot of people when they start content, it comes from a place of I'm doing this because I enjoy it, and then you may get a following, and then you start to care. Like maybe you post something, it doesn't get as many likes, or it doesn't get as much engagement. Do you feel like you're at that stage? You've ever got to that stage where it's like, ooh.
So with TikTok, when I first started TikTok in, I think it was phase 3 lockdown, whenever that was, so just after, it must have been the start of 2021 maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. But when I first was posting, I was posting just for fun. I was doing random things. I remember one of the first videos I made was what I eat in a day, and I forced myself to have 14 fruits because I wanted to look healthy.
Things people do for content.
Yeah, but it was genuinely fun. And
Yeah.
then I did start to get my first big-ish following, so above 10,000 was on TikTok. And I think I did start to care because there were now people who were checking, or repeat people, or people who said, aren't you the person who made, and then I was like, oh, okay, everything I do now is going to be associated with me, so I need to be very, very careful. On Instagram, it did start to feel a bit more like a job and less creative, and so I wanted to step back from that, and I think that's why I'm enjoying YouTube so much, because it's the first time again that I felt I'm actually just posting for me. And if people tend to also like this, that's fine, but I'm genuinely posting because I'm enjoying posting, and it's hard to get back to that. So when you do feel like that, keep going, be consistent in that. You don't want to be consistent because people are telling you to be consistent. You should genuinely enjoy it, because if you don't, you might as well just do a 9 to 5 that's got a regular income. Don't do a creative thing that you don't know when the next check is coming, but you're doing it because everyone told you be consistent.
I think that's the difficulty, because I guess in terms of, if you ask someone, what is the formula to going viral? What is the formula to being successful? Consistency is a big part of it.
Yeah.
But I think there is a transition between where it's like, oh, I enjoy this, I'm doing this for fun, and where it's like, people want to see this, let me keep posting this thing, regardless of whether or not I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah.
But like one thing I find, like, I don't know, I find it really like a lot easier to post on YouTube, because I feel a bit detached. Like, not detached from YouTube, but in terms of like TikTok, if you post something and people have something to say, they're gonna hate, comment, whatever it is, they'll give it to you. Whereas I feel like YouTube, I don't know, from what I've experienced, it's a nice space. You know, I mean, Instagram, I'm just really cautious of, like, I can see who's liked it, YouTube, I can't see who's viewed it. You view it, it's like, true, but it's just a number.
I think with YouTube Shorts now, YouTube Shorts is small TikTok sometimes. The comments are there.
Oh,
yeah.
I haven't done that one yet, so I don't know.
No, yeah. The first time I'm enjoying posting on YouTube, but I clip my videos into shorts sometimes, and so you're not really understanding the context of my videos. Really, you have a link so you can watch a full video. So you post it as a short. And if it's taken out of context, sometimes you can see as, I don't understand what's going on. So yeah, YouTube can be like that. But I agree with you. There's definitely some social medias that you get a different range of people.
It's 100%. And what would you say are some of the difficulties you faced with, being a content creator? Because you're doing Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, like.
Oh, okay. The difficulties. I think the main difficulty is, for me anyway, I'm very self-critical, so I always want to be improving. And I feel as though, especially with maybe Instagram specifically, I have felt I was stagnant. And when I'm stagnant, I don't want to keep going, because I want to be better, do better. I want to be my best.
100%.
And so it's very annoying when you feel like you're in a place where you're stuck. Not even from following, but genuinely from, is my content better than it was yesterday? I think that was what I wanted to try and achieve with social media. I just want to keep improving for my own sake. And I think all the followers and stuff, they come later. I've always found that when I find a content creator and I like their content, I end up watching their old videos anyway. So it doesn't matter if they're currently getting views, because once your people find you, it's honestly fine. So I think the biggest struggle I have is consistently getting better, not just posting consistently. It's easy to post consistently. I can post a different outfit every day, but is it actually getting better? In terms of throughout the years, things that would have taken me years to edit, not years, but hours and hours to edit, I could quickly figure out now. I could guide someone else who's never taken my photo to take a good photo, because I've now known how to take photos. So it's definitely the compound of the knowledge is there.
It's like you learn from doing as well at the end of the
100%.
day, you know what I mean? Like the more you post, the more you're like, I like this, I don't like this, and you can do it quicker.
Yeah.
What is your process in content creation? Like on each platform, do you have a schedule? How did you even know like what you wanted to post? Like,
okay, so with YouTube, it tends to be I write a lot of ideas down on my notes, and I try to schedule in. So some videos, the sit down videos are the easiest because you sit down, you film it, and you're done, and then it's just editing. But vlogs, I actually find harder to do because it tends to
100%.
it tends to be I have to figure out what I'm going to do in my day and make sure I film it. And if you don't know, filming what you're doing actually adds to that time. So you might say, okay, I'm starting, and what would usually take you 2 hours is now going to actually take you 2.5 because you have to film, you have to change the angles. So that's a process in itself. But as long as you've tried to plan it, I try and plan, okay, these are the clips I need to film. Even if it comes across 2 days and it's a 1 day vlog, sorry, like this is what would happen, but I just can't film it all in that same day. With Instagram, it's now become very, very easy to, because I know where it's good to take photos, know how to take photos. It's more, the planning process is more in the outfits, and I want them to be better. And matching the outfits with the location of them. So there's a lot of how do you do that? I'm not a fashion girl either. Yeah, there's a lot of using, what's it called again, Notability, or just any iPad app. So you can, you know how on your phone now, if you take a photo, it will quickly do the
the outline,
cut out for you. So I'll wear the outfit in my mirror on my phone, I'll cut it out, I'll look at the locations I have pictures of on my iPad, and I'll like put them in different things on different backgrounds to see what would look nice, what makes sense, and then I would also get inspo for what type of shots I would want. That's very hard to do unless you've done it before, in terms of you're not just going to be able to brainstorm it now, so you need to have tried it yourself and be like, okay, no, this works really well when I'm wearing high boots, or this works really well when my outfit's really flowy. So it comes from having tried it before. And I do think in terms of creating the outfits, that's something I just find fun, and so it comes to me. But it's definitely something you can work on, and with outfit inspo, sometimes it's Pinterest. It's looking at what makes sense with this ball jacket. So that's a process, but it's a very fun process. It's like,
it sounds like you enjoy it.
Yeah, it's very much a downtime activity I can do and actually be chilling. That's fun, and that's what you want. You want it to be fun.
That's good, because I know people actually like pay people to find locations and stuff. So the fact that you're like doing that yourself,
the location culture on Instagram
is it? I don't know. I'm not in that space. Is it?
Yeah, it's very gatekeep friendly. Unfriendly, gatekeep and unfriendly. People are very hostile with their locations.
But why?
I think it comes from a point that someone had to figure out themselves, because no one shared it with them, so now they don't want to share it with anyone else. I think that's the whole thing, and then people make businesses out of it as well.
Okay,
there's
that's
a lot of people who pay to do content for you, so they don't want to just share your locations, because then the value of their work is less. So yeah, I think that's where that comes from.
And what is your favourite platform, social media platform?
Okay, I think Instagram is what I have the most to show for, but YouTube is what I actually enjoy creating right now. But it's new, so I think maybe it might kindle. In terms of followers, I think I have the most on TikTok, but
that's quite
it's deleted on my phone.
That's it, because I was gonna say like your biggest following is on TikTok, but you're more, I guess, more drawn to the other two platforms.
I think how I looked at Instagram is it's my portfolio of my best shots, my best photography, my best outfits, and you can see, okay, she knows what she's doing from the Instagram. And the YouTube is genuinely, the process is very fun.
One thing I was going to say before was, when you were saying when you film daily vlogs, it takes 2 times longer to do things. I don't know if you ever feel this might just be me. I'll be like, I'm filming a day in the life, and then I forget partway through the day.
Is it?
Oh no, yeah, it's just me. I don't know. I'm joking.
I'm like,
I'll be
I can't
filming,
relate.
then I'll do something. I'm like, wait, I forgot to film it.
I really no.
Yeah.
My camera's on the tripod next to me. Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
I think because it's my phone, so like I'll just be so like in like I'll just be in my day, and then I'll be I'm like,
okay.
I didn't film that.
No, that makes sense if it was on your phone. I understand.
But
it's just my camera's on the tripod, so when I'm leaving my room, I'm like, oh, I need to film 3 angles of me leaving this room.
No, because like it's fun, but like sometimes I'm just like, it's fun.
It's like, why can't someone just follow me around with the camera and
then
edit it for
this
me?
is what I'm saying. There are probably people that would do that as well, but that's not in my financial.
Yeah, it's not in my price bracket right now.
Exactly. But do you have any advice you'd give to anyone that wants to start content, or hasn't started content, or scared to start content, or like which platform they should even start on?
If you want raw footage, like you want people to really get to know you, TikTok is definitely the one to do that. TikTok, if you roll up to TikTok in a bonnet, no one's gonna say anything.
Sure, that's true.
Yeah, TikTok is the one where I feel like I know the people on TikTok. Maybe it's just I'm not ready to be that raw and vulnerable on social, so that's why I'm not on TikTok. But if that's what you want, then definitely TikTok. If it's you want to make a creation and you want to spend time and you want people to see the effort you've put in, definitely YouTube. YouTube is the one where you can showcase, and YouTube, especially for the types of videos people are making now, you have the Sidemen and Beta Squad making studio quality videos. So the levels are there. Instagram, definitely, if you are into fashion, I think that's a really great way to showcase that, and Reels is a very good way to grow on Instagram as well. But I think my advice to any kind of content creator is start. I know that's what everyone says, but just start. Like, give yourself the opportunity to start.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, we're gonna start with the medic section. Ooh. So I can't lie, some of these are a bit weird, but like, you know, just bear with me. Okay, so Anashe, if you were a cell, which organ would you be a part of and why?
I think I would definitely be part of the brain, because I think I'm required for a lot of... Do I have to say why?
Yeah.
I don't know how quick
no. Go on.
Okay, yeah, because I think as a very reflective person, and I'm part of the bigger process, so I need to be involved in the thought process and things. Yeah.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the funniest medical pun you've heard, or the most like ridiculous medical pun you've heard? There's probably many. Like I feel like med students. Yeah.
None are coming to mind. Medical pun.
Like a pun or a joke.
No, I really can't think of any. I heart you. I don't. There's no pun I can think of. No. Oh gosh.
Okay, no, that's alright.
My humour's obviously not medical.
No, it's good. You haven't heard of the ridiculous ones. It's fine. Okay, so which disease do you think would make the best theme for like a Broadway musical or show?
Oh, a Broadway show.
Yeah.
Maybe not Broadway, but just dramatic. I think Locked-In Syndrome.
Actually,
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, the drama will be there.
Yeah. I mean, even the title, like Locked In, is like very
there. That one.
Okay, and this one's just about you. Which specialty would you want to go into if you had to choose today?
Dermatology.
You're 21.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You're a peds.
Because I'm doing peds, right? Yeah. That's like, no. I went into like, sorry, quick, but like I did peds this year, not with the thought of like I want to be a pediatrician, but more so I was like, I like kids, let me see how it is. And like it has made me more interested in going into it. But I've been like dermatology from the day when I started.
Wow.
But it could change. I also like bones. I'm just put it out there.
Okay.
But yeah.
Osteo. Okay.
I don't know. But let's see. Okay. And what has been your favourite year of med school so far?
First.
Really? Not this year?
Wait, but this doesn't count because it's my intercalated year.
Well, we're going to count it for the sake of this question.
Oh, okay. In that case, then third year.
Third year?
Yeah.
What are you doing in third year? You even say?
I am doing a intercalated degree in business management. Yeah.
Yes, it's been, no, that's fair. It must be so different. Like, I can't even imagine.
Don't stop for reasons other than you don't enjoy it, because if you wanted a stable income, you would do a corporate 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But if you want social media to be your income, then make sure you're enjoying it, because it's not going to be stable. You don't know, it might be inconsistent sometimes, so you might as well, if you're going to do social media, do it because you're enjoying it. Otherwise you would just do a stable job.
Yeah. Right. One thing I wanted to ask about this section before we get to the quick fire section was, when you started social media, was it with like a business mindset of, I want this to be a form of income, or was it just purely I enjoy it and if it becomes income, great?
No, so when I started YouTube, I don't think the monetization thing was a feature, or if it was, it wasn't something I knew about. It was genuinely, I think it was Zoella at the time with the like popping creators. So I wanted to be Zoella.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And Instagram, it had no like paid feature.
Yeah.
I didn't even know people were being paid on there. So no, if you go in it with money as your goal, you'll start selling yourself short. Even now, I don't like to do brand deals genuinely, because I feel like then I become very restricted in type of content.
Sure. And I think people can see through when you're just doing something
100%.
for the sake of
Yeah.
Okay, now about your craft. Okay, fashion wise, what if you had to put like 3 colours you say always go together for an outfit?
Oh, I'm a beige girl, even though I wear denim a lot. Beige, brown, black.
I was trying to see if I'm wearing those colours now.
No, but similar.
Similar, brown,
the
black.
neutral colour palette, love.
Here, in terms of like fashion and stuff, your favourite like brand? Like, it could be one that you buy from regularly, or just you like what they create.
Maybe not my favourite, but one I buy from very regularly is Mania Devoir. Something about them, it just suits me, it fits me really well. I also like Weekday are really nice. I think, no, this is Levi. Wait. Oh, these jeans are Weekday, my favourite jeans, and I think this is. This is dry. Okay.
Dry?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. If you had to give a location that you say is amazing for content, what's your favourite location?
Paris. Can I say
Go to Paris to fly out to get your content. I mean,
most museums, to be fair, museums and art galleries are always going to be tea. The background makes sense, especially the high ceilings. Like clean backgrounds, that's what you want. So I think obviously don't go to the same one every single time, but art galleries are your best friend.
This one. And of the social media platforms, which one is the most annoying of the ones you create content on?
TikTok, but not because it's annoying, but because I just feel like I overconsume on that app. That's why I delete it. It stops being constructive and it starts being, I'm just opening it to scroll and I'm gaining nothing. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like on TikTok like that, but like I low-key agree. I can't lie, I just spend like hours. My
mind is just so idle.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like my brain is even like rotting.
Yeah,
it's extreme. But you know what I mean?
Cells.
I'm like, no. And last question, because I think we've kind of branched into lots of different areas, but if you had to give any advice to anyone, what would I even call you? Because I would either be like your content creator, fashion, finance, this, that, but I guess let's just say anyone that is multifaceted. That's the word I was looking for.
Thank you.
Multifaceted. Yeah. And like has all these passions in like different areas. Like any advice on how to go about it?
My advice is, especially as you're young, don't close doors. Be very opportunistic and be excited to try new things. Don't seek money too quickly because it will stop you from opening more doors. The money will come later. Just try and get yourself in, make financially sound decisions. Don't get into debt, but just explore opportunities. Keep doors open as much as you can.
I think something I wanted to add, because I actually watched your YouTube video and you said something I really resonated with. It was about when you want to attempt everything, sometimes it may not be a case of you doing everything simultaneously.
Yeah, 100%.
I press so much, man.
Yeah.
Like there's a time and season for See, I've been watching.
Wow. Oh gosh, you said it better than I did.
No, because I felt it. I was like, that's me.
Yeah.
That is actually me. Like
Yeah.
sometimes there's a time and season
100%
for everything.
Yeah,
as well.
because I couldn't have managed it all. There was times where I could only do medicine. There's no other thing I could have done in exam period. If I wasn't only medicine, I would have failed. That's just
and
true.
that's the truth. Yeah.
And then immediately after that, I did an internship. But I knew that was when I would focus on that and when I would focus on this. Like, I couldn't do them both.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say? You want to plug yourself?
Yeah, no, please do go to my YouTube channel. It's just Anashe, Anashe, and I am Anashe on all the other social media platforms. So yeah, I really hope to see you there.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for hosting me.
Thank you so much, and thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed getting to know Anashe and all her different ventures. And yeah, if you've got any questions, DM her, and I hope you continue to
make you
watch
subscribe. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't say that at the end of it. Like, if you want to subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. But yeah, and I hope you continue to watch more episodes.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Watch this space for real.
Watch this space.